Hi, it's Danielle. This is my perfume journal where I document my love of perfume. So every month I go into my perfume journal to see which perfumes I have given the most love to over the course of the month. And these are my most worn perfumes for August. So first up is Chant from Nina Ricci. As you can see, I have made a bit of a dent in this perfume already. I became interested in this perfume after hearing Tammy talk about it on her channel. And we tend to like a lot of the same kinds of perfumes. So I had a feeling that this one would be for me. And so I was really excited when this one came up in a swap with my friend Allie. And it turned out to be an absolute love at first sniff. This is one of those perfumes that I feel like just kind of fits my style. I love all kinds of perfumes. I have all kinds of perfumes in my collection, but there are a few styles that really click for me. One is like powdery scents, and they get extra bonus points if they're also kind of like waxy or plasticky or have like that doll head quality about them. And another scent profile that I love is a spicy woody perfume. And then this style of perfume I adore, a floral with an element of sweetness to it. So you might often hear that described as a flormand in perfume content. And then bonus points for this style if the sweetness comes from either pear or ambrette. I love those two notes in a floral composition. So Chant is one of the more interesting perfumes in this category for me because there is so much going on that keeps surprising your nose. So you have the florals, which are the main elements of the perfume. It's champaca and jasmine. So the florals in this are really creamy, almost apricot-y, and there's a little bit of ginger here that gives a gentle kind of a spicy kick. And then the sweetness comes from a caramel note, and that's a note I normally don't really love, but in this perfume, it is dosed so perfectly, and I just think it's lovely. And then the surprise element to this perfume is a freshness. There's a bit of an aquatic element that lends breeziness to this perfume. It doesn't smell marine-like or watery. It literally is breezy, like a salty ocean breezy quality. And I have been loving wearing this perfume. And this is probably one of the bottles that I will actually finish up before we make our move. So Violet Ida is back. If you are new to the channel, let me tell you about Violet Ida because Violet Ida is one of my favorite perfumes of all time. This is the perfume that I call my lipstick on a bunny scent. It has that waxy, lipsticky, powdery quality that you get from an Orris heavy perfume, which this definitely is. It's called Violet Ida because it's named for a book character named Ida who wore violets in her hair, but the predominant note is actually a very waxy, lipsticky Orris. And then there is this sort of fuzzy, cuddly quality to the perfume from the amber and the vanilla and the heliotrope. And then when you put that together with the carrot note on top, you get full-on bunny. Now, don't think like femme fatale. It's not like a Jessica Rabbit perfume. This is far less va-va-voom and more of a demure kind of a rabbit. It is one of my top 10 perfumes for life. This 50 ml bottle is actually just about empty. I just spritzed it on actually before I started making this video. And so I'm going to have to bust out the 100 ml backup bottle pretty soon. And I saw this perfume reappear recently on the Miller Harris website in a transparent glass bottle, not this opaque purple one, but just as quickly it was gone again. But it does give me hope that if I run out of my 100 ml bottle, I might be able to get it again. Okay, I'm playing musical bottles in this video. So this is Guess 1981. I've talked about this one quite a bit recently, and this is a perfume that is another one of my favorite scent profiles. It's that classic, clean, ambrette, jasmine, cedar, musk kind of composition. Think perfumes like Ellis, Brooklyn's Myth, or Calvin Klein Beauty, or La Perla's Luminous, or even like a little bit of a toned down Prada Paradoxe. Guess 1981 is the cleanest and the most shampoo-y of that group of scent profiles. It's super easy to wear, and it also makes a great room spray or even a linen spray. I will sometimes spray this perfume on my towel before a shower so that when I get out to dry off, the towel smells extra clean and just extra lovely. And this one lasts for about a blink of an eye. So you definitely have to apply this again and again and again, unless, like me, you like to wear this one specifically so you can change up your perfume throughout the day without having like the remnants of a previously applied perfume hanging around. And I promise you, this one is not going to hang around. If you want to put on something different, it will be like spraying perfume on fresh, clean skin again. And for about $20, I don't mind that at all. And this is another perfume that I'm aiming to finish. I'm trying to project pan this one before we move. This is a pretty heavy bottle, and so it's not going to be coming with me, but it is a perfume that I will fondly enjoy while I have it. And if I ever crave it again, it will be easy to pick up. So I have been craving Dolce Acqua from Profumum Roma so much lately. And this has been my most frequent bedtime reach in August. And I'm a little bit of a broken record when it comes to my favorite perfume. So you have probably heard me say before that if I were to keep only one gourmand in my collection for the rest of my life, this would be the one. So like all Perfume and Roma scents, this is a super simple profile. It's almond, coconut, vanilla, tonka. It smells sweet and nutty and powdery and delicious. And there is something, I got to think about how I can explain this. There is something about Perfume and Roma perfumes that is super unique. It's a quality that is present in almost all of their perfumes. People might call it a perfume DNA. And it is definitely in their gourmands, and they have many gourmands in their line. And it's the quality that just reminds you that these are perfumes. Their perfumes never smell so realistic that you feel like you've just popped out of the oven or something. And I like that in a gourmand. Even if a gourmand is tooth achingly sweet, and they do have some gourmands that are that sweet, if it has that perfumey quality to it, I just love it. I don't find it to be like nauseating or cloying. I don't know. It's just how my olfactory receptors seem to work. Maybe you feel the same way about gourmands. Like you love a gourmand, but it has to have a bit of a perfumey quality to it. If it smells too photorealistically edible, then I don't want it. And so I need my gourmands to smell like perfumes, like not like actual food. And so if I had to make a prediction, based on the fill level of this travel size that I have, I think that Dolce Aqua will be my first full bottle purchase when we get settled in our new home. And finally, I'm going to do a little photo layover for this one. My most worn perfume for this month is my decant of My Way from Giorgio Armani. I mentioned in another video that I came to absolutely adore this perfume after I smelled it on my friend Oriana. It is one of those perfumes that I probably smelled a million times, but I needed to experience it on someone, and that I came to love it on a dear friend makes it even more special. And that's how I came to really appreciate just how beautiful it is. It is a super sweet tuberose vanilla scent. It's so easy to wear. It goes with everything. It's seasonless, occasionalist. It's one of those perfumes I could always be in the mood to wear. One of those perfumes I would never put on and be like, oh, I wish I wore something else instead. It's a perfume choice that I'm always happy with. And I suspect that I'm going to finish this decant pretty quickly, much like I blew through my decant of Burberry Goddess. It's beautiful perfume, and it is also going in my journal as my perfume of the month for August. And while we're on the topic of perfume of the month, my sample of the month for August was a tough choice because I've been wearing so many samples lately, partially in an attempt to go through as many of my wear it samples as I possibly can before we move, and also to quell the pull toward purchasing bottles right now. But I was thinking about it and thinking about it and going through my journal, and for my sample of the month, and this one goes with a hat tip to the wonderful Monica who shared this with me. It is the new Sable Lavande from Chloe's Atelier des Fleurs line. I hyped this one up massively in my own mind for a really long time. So my very first sniff of this was like, Is this as good as I expected it to be? And then the answer to that question was a resounding yes after I actually wore it. It's fig and lavender, so it's that beautiful combination of like opposing qualities, that yin and yang kind of a perfume, which I love. It's got that creamy, fleshy fig with just a little bit of green fig leaf paired with a slightly soapy but never ever sharp lavender. So those two kind of like opposing profiles, creamy, sweet, and soapy, working together to create their magic. It's a Quentin Biche, so you would expect that this perfume would be like a booming, loud, super amber in the dry down, but it doesn't actually go there. And I think if you have ever shied away from Biche perfumes because of his reputation for that like overdose of Ambrox, this perfume might be a good one to try because it's nothing like that. It's long lasting without feeling like it's been overloaded with aroma chemicals that are going to dry down to that burnt rubber kind of smell. Chloé tends to produce a more subdued, more demure kind of fragrance, long lasting, but gentle. And so this perfume is right on brand for their style, and I think it is beautiful. So August was all in all a wonderfully scented month. Another wonderful sniff along with Perfume Pals. This month's theme was dark academia. So I'll be making a video talking about the 7 perfumes we smelled in the sniff along this month. I did a huge declutter actually over the last 2 months. And I've been sampling and trying lots of great new sniffs. And one of the things I noticed this month because I decluttered so much is that I'm actually more in love with my perfume collection than ever. But also, surprisingly, it has made it even harder to choose my scent of the day because I have my collection curated down to my very, 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 very favorites. So every morning I wake up and it's like trying to pick a favorite child if I had 76 children. So anyway, that was my month of August. Thank you for watching. Thanks for spending your time here with me. Thank you for chatting perfumes with me in the comments. I love to hear what you've been reaching for lately. So please, please tell me in the comments. I get so many great recommendations from all of you that I write down in my journal and I add them to my Perfumo shelves. And I really love that you take the time to chit chat with me and others here on my channel. So I hope you have a really great day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.